to my channel, and today's video is going to be about the whole Colleen versus Adam situation and why I believe that she should be deplatformed. There's no reason why she's still on YouTube or any other social media platforms. And if you're just now finding my channel, I really recommend that you like, subscribe, and comment. It really keeps my channel breathing. So yeah, let's get into it. I have a very long script. Personally, I have never been a fan of Miranda Sings. I believe Miranda started popping around 2013. I was about 12. And for some reason, I knew right away that I didn't enjoy what I was watching, so I was never a fan. Now I know why. I couldn't process it back then, but I know why. It's because clearly that character is making fun of intellectual disability, so I think that's why I never vibed with that character. Now, at 12 years old, I did enjoy Colleen channel, and that was actually a nice channel. I enjoyed her songs about hate, which is really ironic. In 2020, a YouTuber by the name of Adam McIntyre dropped a video called Colleen Stop Lying, and for some reason I just automatically believed Adam. That's when I actually started following Adam. I have been following Adam for the past 3 years, so I've been watching him throughout this journey, and I unfollowed or unsubscribed to Colleen because I was I wholeheartedly believe that she did this. In 2020, there was a tweet that started off. It was from the Miranda Sings account, and it was saying, "I'm coming out," and then later on it said, "I'm coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan." At the time, all of Colleen's followers thought this was very homophobic and queerbaiting, and I'm not a member of the LGBT plus community, so I feel like I don't have a place to comment. So do with that information what you will. This is when the Colleen Stop Lying video was introduced to the internet. And in this video, Adam has a really different demeanor back then than he does now. Now I feel like he is a lot more confident about what he's speaking about, especially because of all the evidence that has came about in recent times. But back then you can tell that he was still very much protecting Colleen. He even shows screenshots, but he blurs out half of the screenshots. So you're like, what do I believe? That ultimately led to people not believing in what he was saying. People felt like he was hiding something because he did that, but ultimately it was to just protect Colleen, which is just so sad. And at the time of this video, Adam was 17 and Colleen was in her early 30s. And in this video that he dropped, Adam reveals that in 2014, so he was 12 at the time because Adam is a year younger than me. So Adam revealed in this video that in 2014 he ran a Miranda Sings fan page, and he was about 12 or 13 at the time. Adam is a year younger than me, so I would have been 13. He would have been around 12 or 13. After the fan page was made, Adam was entered into the Weenies group chat. And in this group chat, they added in the person that they were, a fan of. I know a lot of other people have done this in hopes that their favorite creator does respond. Usually they don't for obvious reasons. But they added Colleen, her best friend Corey, and her sister Jessica, and they all responded. They used to make really inappropriate comments. There was even one group chat name with Corey that I am not going to re-say because it makes me uncomfortable. These were a lot of kids, Adam being the youngest, about 12 or 13 in this group chat, and I think the oldest was either in their late teens or late 20s. So that's a huge gap in time between ages. There was 10 to 12 people at a time. That's what Adam has said in a recent interview. And then in 2016, Adam and Colleen started talking on a more personal level. Colleen would reveal details about her marriage with her husband at the time, Josh. And she used to claim that Josh was emotionally abusive, and she would insinuate that she would want her fans to attack Josh. This is something that Adam has said. This is all alleged. I have my own personal opinions on everything, but it's all alleged because, God forbid, I get sued. Colleen would then ask Adam to find dirt on ex-friends, ex-fans, and her ex-husband now, her husband at the time, Josh, to find dirt on them. And on top of that, he was also asked to follow gossip sites to know what everybody is saying about Colleen and Miranda. And he would actually start getting backlash from these gossip sites. Whenever he told Colleen, like, hey, no, like, I don't want to do this anymore, this is not for me, she would, dangle a carrot in his face and basically bribe him with, with her either subscribing to his YouTube channel, commenting, liking, and she even convinced him that she will fly him and his brother out to LA to VidCon to meet her, which, if you don't know, Adam is an international YouTuber if you're from the US, and he is originally from Ireland. She offered to take Adam from Ireland and send him over to LA to meet her if he continued doing what she's saying, dangling a carrot in his face. At some point in 2016, Corey and Colleen were on live when they were going through like a haul of ugly Forever 21 clothing that Colleen didn't like. There was a matching set of lingerie. They did offer to give this lingerie to Adam at 14, and they even requested that Adam put on the lingerie over his clothes and send it, which comes back later on. I'm not going to put the picture in here, but it is really like uncomfortable to see a 14-year-old in lingerie. Even if it's over the clothes, it's still really uncomfortable. And then in 2017, Colleen actually saw some of Adam's posts on his fan page, on his Twitter account, and she approached him and asked for him to send her ideas for the Miranda Sings account and basically guilt trip him into sending her ideas for the account. When Adam started doing this, there was a huge boost of engagement with the Miranda Sings account. She even says it in a recent screenshot. I can post it here.
It will help me. And that's then whenever I started giving the tweet ideas. Because Colleen was aware that the Miranda character was becoming very stale and inactive on social media. And on the 26th of March again, she started tweeting my ideas, which included Animal Crossing stuff. So on
all of these ideas that Adam had sent to Colleen, she did approve. There are screenshots out there of her approving everything before posting it. She even approved the Meghan Trainor tweet before posting it as well. But for this particular tweet, she asked Adam to log into her Twitter account to post it for her, which I don't know if that was like maliciously planned, but she did ask for him to log in. He did log in, post the tweet, log out. It wasn't anything that serious. And once the tweet went up, like I said before, a lot of people found this tweet homophobic and queer baiting, and a lot of people just didn't like this tweet. And then Colleen immediately threw Adam under the bus for this tweet. She made it seem like Adam was out to get her when he logged on and tweeted this, even though she's the one who did approve of the tweet. Then Adam had found out that Corey and Colleen had been shit-talking Adam behind the scenes. Like I said before, Adam was 15 or 16 at the time, so you're talking shit on like an actual child, which is so bizarre to me. In 2018, Colleen did invite Adam out to lunch in Dublin. He did travel to Dublin to have lunch with Colleen, his favorite creator, and she had Adam go on a wild goose chase to find where she was eating, and by the time Adam finally got to this restaurant, she was packing up and getting ready to go. Like, she was leaving. And he only got to meet her for like 5 minutes, traveled all the way from Ireland to Dublin to meet someone for 5 minutes, which is just really just like very mean girl energy. Didn't like that. Luckily, Adam's parents were there to be there if something happened like that happening. So luckily he did have his parents there, but just another like weird and mean girl encounter from Colleen. And at this point, Adam was working as a full-time social media intern, therapist, private investigator. He was working full-time for Colleen at this point. And he continued to do this for a while because there was such a huge power imbalance. At this point, Colleen was huge. She was one of the biggest creators at the time, the Colleen channel and the Miranda Sings channel. People were infatuated with her and her comedy. Just like any other celebrity or influencer or creator, there's going to be people that are obsessed with you and people that are fans and they want to get to know you and, parasocial relationships. But this went from a parasocial relationship to an actual relationship, like an actual like weird friendship thing going on. Personally, I do think Adam's Colleen Stop Lying video was posted at a really bad time. It was at the peak of COVID. It's when we all thought we were going back to school like next week, like very peak COVID times. It was like Black Lives Matter was really ramping up, YouTuber cancellations. So the beginning of the pandemic on social media was rough for a lot of creators. So he posted at a really bad time. I do think his video was completely overlooked by everything else that was happening in the world. And the video does sit at 2 million views right now, but it only has 73,000 likes, which in the grand scheme of things is a really big ratio. Now, I'm a loser and I watch YouTube on my TV, so I don't check the comments, and I am not an active user on Twitter. So I didn't realize at the time how much hate Adam was getting because of this video. I thought that everybody was in support of Adam. And Colleen did respond to Adam's original video, and it was a lot better than the 2023 video, like a whole lot better. And it was basically her denying everything and trying to shift blame onto Adam and trying to make herself look good. There is a couple points I want to take from that video. So the whole lingerie situation, she inserts a clip stating that, hey, a fan wanted this lingerie, so I went ahead and gave him this lingerie.
But in this situation, context is everything. So I would like to give you some context to this situation.
Everyone wants that bra.
You want the bra?
Everyone wants the bra.
This boy who made this video about me recently, he asked for the underwear.
Yay, we picked people. I think that's enough.
Did that boy win these or not?
I don't know. He has to tell me what he wants.
What did he say? Is he being mean?
He said, hi, you have ugly clothes, but I want those ratchet panties and bras signed by Corey because he modeled them well.
Yeah!
It was so ridiculous and funny, we laughed about it, and I forgot to send them to him. And eventually he tweeted me, asking me for them again. I sent them to him. He put them on over his clothes and posted about them. It was like a big joke within the fandom.
Hello, editing me here, and I was watching back that clip, and it's so weird because she literally admits to knowing what's going on in the fandom. She literally states it's a big joke in the fandom. How would you know that if you weren't interacting with your fans? Why has nobody picked up on this?
And she had the whole world believing that he asked for it. She even inserted a clip of this whole encounter of him asking for it. Luckily, because she's an idiot, she doesn't realize that the internet lasts forever. So the whole live is already up and out there. I'll insert a clip here.
Makes me laugh. I want to send him something. Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Adam, let me know what you want.
But she completely lies and edits it out as if people can't go back and see it. You've been on the internet for so long, you don't know that that's how that works. That's kind of crazy to me. And another point she makes in this video is she completely tries to shift blame onto Adam's mom. Adam's mom had given him a birthday card that was Halloween themed. He let him go to, different shows that she had in the Ireland area. Apparently this makes her a bad mother. She basically insinuates that because she let Adam go to some of Colleen's shows and that she bought him a birthday card, that it was okay to put Adam in an uncomfortable situation, which he's a teenager. He's not going to tell his mom everything. That's just a fact at this point. But, of course it had to be, Adam's mom's fault. It's her fault that Colleen is a bad person. And at the time, YouTubers like James Charles, Papa Gut, they all spoke up in defense of Colleen, and they added a lot of fuel to the fire. Her video and other YouTubers speaking out caused a lot of backlash for Adam. He received a ton of hate from her fans. He was accused of being a liar, a clout chaser, and other things that I don't even want to repeat. At the time, another YouTuber, there's a lot of key players here, but another YouTuber by the name of Cody Tyler had also posted a video, and it was basically making fun of Adam, making fun of the situation, doing everything in their power to make Adam look bad. Throughout the years between 2020 and 2023, Adam has slowly tried to revive the topic. It's never worked, it's never picked up, people just kind of ignored him, which is really sad. It wasn't until a video dropped in 2023 which blew this whole thing up and out of the water. Cody Tyler had posted a video in 2023. It basically confirmed everything Adam has been saying about Colleen for the past 3 years and more, and it showed a lot, like too many screenshots. Like, it was gross. Cody had joined the fandom after Adam left, and Cody claims that Colleen put a bug in their ear and told them to create this video about Adam to discredit everything that he said. And in these screenshots, it revealed a lot. Colleen would ask these children what their favorite sex positions were and send news of other YouTubers, which I'll touch on a lot more later. She even asked these children, which I can't stress this enough, children, she asked them to send them videos of them inserting tampons into their mouths, and she will send back the same. I'll insert the clip of Colleen doing it, but none of these kids, like, no, weird.
I swear I'm not high.
And Adam was actually one of these kids who sent a video of himself inserting a tampon into his mouth. And Adam did react to this video on a live, and it's really sad because you could tell he felt really seen by the video. But later on, another creator by the name of Dustin Daly had posted a video, and his video was basically stating Cody was an adult when they originally posted their first video in 2020 about Adam. The reason why they feel like they needed to make the 2023 video is because they were scorned by Colleen. It wasn't to help Adam or clear Adam's name, it was to spite Colleen, which is like her intent, like their intentions were not in the right place, which I agree, their intentions were not in the right place and they shouldn't have made the video in the first place. Later on, Adam does publicly agree with Dustin. He was so overwhelmed with emotion that he couldn't see past what was happening. He couldn't read between the lines and see that this was to spite someone, not to help him. And I'm going to make this part real short, but after Dustin posted his video, Cody went on a live stream and basically had a Shane Dawson, Tati Westbrook, No More Lies meltdown on live.
You're fake crying. You are fake crying. You are fake crying. That is not real. Oh my God.
I guess this was to make people feel sorry for them. I really don't know what was the point in doing that. They should have just left the internet quietly, in my opinion. It was just better for their mental health. People didn't want to hear or see from them at that point, so they should have just let it die down and come back. But that didn't happen. And at this point, there was still no response from Colleen or her team. And this was a full revival of Adam's original video. He used it to his advantage. He spoke to major media publications like the New York Post and different podcasts. And then he continued to push and advocate for himself, which I'm a huge believer in telling your story. And if you don't tell people what's going on, nobody will know. So I'm a big believer in really pushing your story out. So good for him. And he even got the opportunity to interview other former members of the Loonies group chat. And they basically confirmed everything that he was saying. Adam also goes on to speak about the body dysmorphia that was caused by Colleen, how she would make several fat-phobic comments, and she would always comment on his body and ask for him to send her pictures to see how skinny he was. Felt at the time, being 14, that was the only way that his favorite creator would like him, if he was skinny. So, yeah, fantastic. Adding it onto the list. And major media publications were following it, like E! News has been following it, The Rolling Stone, and huge YouTubers like Kendall Ray, Jeffree Star, Eugenia Cooney have all been standing behind Adam and speaking out against Colleen. Also, at this point in Ireland, Adam has had to file a police report because Colleen's fans were getting completely out of hand. They were threatening to dox him and sending death threats to his family in Ireland because at this point Adam had moved to Dublin, so they were sending death threats over to his family in Ireland and sending death threats to him, doxing where he lives. So there has been a formal police report for Adam and everything that's been going on with Colleen's fans. Even Colleen's husband, Josh, has spoken out and denied the claims that he was emotionally abusive, and he even agrees with Adam, and he was basically like, yeah, welcome to my whole marriage with this lady. She was like this entire time. And Adam has said many times on the record that he will stop talking about this situation with Colleen if she issues a public apology to himself, the other victims, and his mother. You know, that was way too easy for Colleen. It was too much for her pride and her ego, so she did not do that. She didn't. This is when the leaking begins to happen. So a video of one of Colleen's shows were leaked, and one of her fans, who is a minor, her name is Becky, she has spoken up about the situation on TikTok. Becky was not wearing any pants, and Becky was called up to do the yoga bit at one of Colleen's live shows. It was really hard to watch because Colleen had spread her legs in front of everybody and was smirking down and looking at her. I spread my legs in front of everybody. And I'm not going to insert the clip here because I respect Becky's privacy and I don't want to put that in. I can't fathom going through that and Colleen's response to that afterwards, which we'll get into later. Then we get into Hi. A few weeks ago, Colleen posted her weak-ass apology video, and to me, watching the apology video, it was a giant fuck you to Adam, Cody, and every other person that has been victimized by Colleen. One thing that really stuck out to me and a lot of people was she states that her team told her not to publicly speak out, and fuck yeah, don't speak out, because look what you did to your career. If I was her team, I would say the same thing. Bitch, don't say a word. Don't say a word. Don't say anything. Imagine imagine being her PR team. You tell her, don't speak up, we're gonna let this go, and then you open your laptop the next morning and you see the video with so many dislikes. I would quit. I feel bad for her team, to be honest, because what the fuck? Why would you do that? She didn't address anything in this apology video. She just basically says that everybody else has a mom mentality and don't want to listen to what she has to say, even though she hasn't spoke about what she wanted to say. Make it make sense. The other thing she brought up that was really weird to me is that she said that on her website, her Miranda Singh content is PG-13, which, girl, no, it's not. No, it's not. First of all, who's checking your website? Who's checking your website? I'm not. Nobody else is checking your website to see how old I have to be to watch your content on another platform. And then on top of that, YouTube gives you the tools to see how old your followers are. Honestly, I don't believe that she has changed. Probably about 2 weeks ago, she finally left the Weenies group chat, according to Adam. So, I mean, you've been in it for the past 3 years. How much have you really changed? Not much, but another thing that was brought to light was another fan that was in the Weenies group chat. His name is Johnny, and he dropped some screenshots that were pretty fucking incriminating for Colleen. At this point in 2023, Colleen did have a podcast with another fellow YouTuber named Trisha Paytas, and you can have your own opinions about Trish, but that's not what we're talking about. She does do OF on the side. And prior to the podcast that she had with Colleen, Colleen subscribed to Trisha's OnlyFans and would send her OnlyFans content to her underage fans to make fun of Trisha's body, which is so gross to me, really, really gross. She would even have viewing parties for all of her friends to watch and review Trisha's content, which is really makes me sick to my stomach. I really don't like that. At this point, we're really treading into illegal territory. You're sending unsolicited to minors. You're sending to minors. And even Adam has stated that he has tried to reach out to Trisha before they started the podcast, and Trisha ignored him. So do with that information as you may. But who just sends 2 kids? If that's what it comes down to, what 30-year-old is doing that? Because if the roles were reversed and another huge YouTuber was sending that to a 13-year-old girl, people would be in a uproar. But because Adam is a male, nobody cares, which is really, really sad. People are caring now, but back then nobody cared. And Trisha has spoken out about what the screenshots were. So like an adult, she wasn't crying. She was just you know you're the problem when you make Trisha Paytas look good. Like, you have to be the problem. You have to. Like, I was even watching the video, like Trisha, is anybody home? Is that you? And Trisha has publicly stated that they are no longer doing the podcast, which, good. She doesn't need that income from Trisha. Now, in recent weeks, because this is a ever so changing topic, and that's why it took so long to drop the video, because everything keeps coming out. Another video of Colleen has came out of her doing a Miranda Sings performance to Single Ladies by Beyonce, and she is very much in blackface. And her legal team has since come out and stated that her face was painted green because they were doing like a Wicked Witch of the West type of thing, and then she went right into Single Ladies. I don't really know. That looks black to me, but, you know, I digress. Recently, a blog article just dropped, and it was one of the assistant writers on Colleen's Netflix show, Haters Back Off. It was Miranda Sings' show, and, you know, Colleen obviously was heavily involved with the writing. This writing assistant claimed that Colleen did not want any people of color in the background of the show because it would be too distracting. And this assistant also spoke about the whole Uncle Jim character. If you don't know anything about Miranda, there is an Uncle Jim, and he is very inappropriate with Miranda, even though that's her uncle. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But Colleen really tried to push it. And if you want to know more about how that made her feel, I really recommend that you go look up the article. I'll tag the article down below. But it just gives me like the shivers down my spine. Colleen had very much a lack of boundaries. She would talk about this woman's hair, her clothes, ask questions about her personal lives, made her super uncomfortable. She said something really similar to Adam, actually, which is kind of freaky. She states that she was Colleen's full-time emotional counselor. She would speak about her marriage and about how sensitive her fans were because they didn't like some of her content. There's one quote that I really want to pick out that really just shows you what kind of person she is. I recall overhearing her once brag that a creator was being canceled for saying the N-word, and if you think she went with N-word instead of hitting that hard R, then you haven't been paying attention. And that she would never be stupid enough to be caught doing that. So now we're adding racist on top of groomer, on top of predator, on top of just being a bad person. Like, we're just adding it. And some of her major sponsorships, like OneSkin, has stated that they publicly will not work with her anymore. ZocDoc, which is super random, but ZocDoc has publicly stated that they will not be putting any of their ads before her videos, which is very random. ZocDoc is a very random one to be like, we're not messing with Colleen. And this is kind of where everything sits today. I think there's just so much evidence stacked up against her. It needs to be addressed legally. I think sending minors needs to be addressed legally. Adam working for her for so many years without pay needs to be addressed. And the fact that YouTube still hasn't created a statement on what's been happening. Everybody's just kind of letting this fly under the radar. And it's so important that we deplatform this person because this has been going on since 2013, 2014. This is 10 years that we've given this lady a platform, and she has continued to abuse it. She doesn't deserve to have a platform. That's all I have to say about the situation. I do think she's a pretty bad person. I don't think the shitty song is the only apology we'll get. I think her team's going to force her to come out with a statement. So I think that will be coming out pretty soon, because I don't think she's going to be able to continue to work with everybody under the sun hating her. If I were to give advice to Colleen if she was sitting here in front of me, I would say just apologize. Just apologize. And if that's too much, if that's too hard for your ego, log off. Truly just log off the internet. I want to know what your thoughts are. Please leave a comment down below. Please make sure you subscribe and like to keep my channel breathing. And share this video if you care. Bye guys.